Hi everybody, welcome back to Spars Outdoors, and this is your fish report for the week. I know I'm late. I'm a couple weeks late on this, but I've had a lot going on, so bear with me on that when I am late. But I'll get these fishing reports out as soon as I can every time. I promise you guys that. I got a lot of good videos coming up, a lot of editing to do, but I have a lot of good content that I'm going to start uploading more and more videos for you guys here real quick. We're going to start off on Lake St. Clair. Smallmouth bass and muskie fishing is phenomenal right now. I've seen great pictures coming in. Detroit River, same thing, jigging for the muskie. There's a lot of good fishing going on down there. I don't cover that much because I don't know much about that fishery down there for them. I know that I do catch fish when I go down there and I just hit weed beds. I'll find weed beds and I'll pull smallmouth out of those weed beds. So if you guys really know what you're doing, you can go down there and have a great day. 40, 50 fish days, So smallmouth bass fishing, Lake St. Clair's worldwide known for it. So it's a great place to go target smallmouth bass and muskie and pike. But I'm going to cover what I know most about Lake St. Clair, okay? The marinas that you can, if you have access to or can get access to. The cuts, same thing, if you got access or can get access to. Even some of the public ones, they're great for bass, for bluegill, for perch, for crappie, you name it, they're in there. So it's a great time to take the kids out. Just cast a worm under a bobber, have fun, get the kids outdoors, get them fishing. Your local boat launches are holding perch, bass, bluegills. You can have fun catching those at any one of your local boat launches along Lake St. Clair, anywhere down there. Just cast a bobber out and you'll be surprised what you catch. Over by the spillway, some catfish going on. There's some catfish in there. Some small walleyes are being caught, and some absolutely nice perch. Along in Black Creek, there's been some nice perch caught as well. So carp are spawning. So if you like to bow fish, that's your thing. Get down there and get in those shallows, get up in those marshy areas and do some bow fishing. It's another great time, So that's all I have for you for Lake St. Clair because I don't cover down there too much. Let's just talk about my area, okay? St. Clair River, all right, guys. Whipping has been fired for 3 weeks. It's been a great year, another great year. It's always a great year, but for the next 2 weeks, it's going to be the best walleye whipping that you'll have all year. Okay, whipping is absolutely phenomenal, and that's anywhere from 26 foot of water all the way up into 14 foot of water, depending on structure, depending on current breaks, depending on bait fish, stuff like that. But you find those spots absolutely anywhere along the whole St. Clair River, you will pull limit catches of walleyes. And I promise you guys that. It don't matter what night I go, what wind, what moon, anything. None of it makes a difference. The walleyes are just on fire. Some nights are slower than others, where you're going out with 3 people and it's taking 2 hours to get your limit. There's a lot of throwback fish. We'll talk about that in a minute. But some nights are slower than others, and some nights you just go out there and it takes you longer to launch your boat and get out to the spot than it does to catch your 3, 4, 5-man limits. And that's no joke. So, with that being said, a lot of small fish are in the system. A lot of 15-inch fish, okay? A lot of 14s, a lot of 13s, a lot of 12s. Measure those fish 2-3 times. If you want to keep a 15-incher, make sure it's exactly 15 inches and compensate if you gill it or when that fish expires, it's going to shrink a little bit. So rule is on my boat, if it's not 16 inches, it's not coming in the boat. It's going back in the water. That's just the rule on my boat. There is DNR everywhere. There's a lot of DNR around this year. They're cracking down. There was a ticket rope for a 1 mil. This is no lie. 1 millimeter undersized, I should say. 1 millimeter undersized, and the guy got a ticket. Okay. Guy said he measured it, and it was just over 15 inches. So there you go. There you have it. When they expire, they tend to lose a little bit. So, and pinching tails ain't a thing no more. So measure your fish, count your fish 3, 4, 5 times. Especially if you got 5 guys on your boat. Make sure you I just use an umpire clicker and then I double count anyway just to make sure. Stay safe and be sure you got your limit and your fish are all legal. Throw those small fish back. We got a healthy fishery, very healthy fishery. Anyways, let's get back to the fishing report. Whipping's great, jigging's great, pulling crawler harnesses is absolutely fire. 26 and 24 foot of water, that trench seems to be a good spot. Also depends on where you're at in the river. 32 and 36 foot of water is good too. And hand lining's on fire as well. There's so many different ways to catch fish right now. It's absolutely absurd. So you can go out there morning, day, night, and just pound down walleyes, including the old chugging. Not whipping, chugging with the treble hook with the lead sinker and a piece of shirt hanging off. A couple of my buddies been going out doing that just for old time's sake, and they've been doing really well. So there's multiple ways to catch fish. Casting from shore is doing good. Fishing the boardwalk's doing good with the heavy rods, with the 2-pound sinkers. Slide lining, that's doing well. Fishing crawlers off the boardwalk's doing well. It's just that time of year. Everything is working. So now's the time to get your family out, get outdoors, get down there and catch some fish, fill that freezer up, and have a great time catching walleyes. Now let's talk about the Atlantic and St. Clair River. Same thing from Algonac all the way out into the lake. All right, before we even head up in the Lake Huron, the whole St. Clair River is full of, absolutely filled with Atlantic salmon. So best ways to catch those. My favorite way, I should say, to catch those is just using the hook with a minnow and a split shot and just drifting it through where they're porpoising, okay? A lot of people think those porpoises are silver bass. They're not. They're Atlantic's cast in there, and you'll be surprised. Atlantic salmon throughout the whole St. Clair River along the boardwalks. It's all good. From the Blue Water Bridge all the way to Algonac, any public access spot has Atlantic salmon. Get there early in the morning, watch for them to porpoise, cast in there, and you'll do well. And they're very nice fish. So it's just another great thing to do, and it's a very fun fish to catch, and it's also a tasty treat too as well. Perch fishing, they're getting perch in Black River. A few spots by the Zero Bar, by the mouth of Black River, picking away at a few. Around over by Atchison's there, by the old train ferries, they're picking up fish right there off them big wooden docks that go out. All along the rocks where there's good. Not going to tell you you're going to go catch your limit, but you could. I know some people that have. We went down the other day, caught 18, real nice, respectable, 9 to 11 inch perch. It's on down there, so get down there and go catch some perch, all right? Silver bass are starting to show up, so there's some silver bass in the system. They're always fun to catch. Expect that to really take off here in the next week or two. Smallmouth bass fishing along the St. Clair River is on fire right now. Absolutely on fire right now. Big, huge smallmouth. I caught a great big one today. And it's just I love smallmouth fishing along shore on St. Clair River. We've been catching limits of walleye on minnows while we're fishing for those Atlantics. That's how healthy our system is. And I'm talking big walleye. So we're catching walleyes in the middle of the day, high sun, and we're getting walleyes on minnows. So it's just a great, and Atlantics. And I've been catching a few pink salmon. There's some pink salmon in, and no, they're not cohos. There's pink salmon. The small pinks are in St. Clair River. There's a few cohos still left. Brown trout are in St. Clair River. St. Clair River is healthy right now, okay? So let's just get out of St. Clair River and head up to Lake Huron, all right? Lexington, Port Sanilac, Harbor Beach, we're going to cover all three. I'm just going to go with Port Sanilac and Harbor Beach. How's that? Because you get to deeper water quicker. A lot of people are hitting that 120 to 130 foot of water, and you don't have to, but I call that lake trout territory. There is Atlantics, there is a few kings, there's steelhead, there's lake trout, you name it, it's out there. But never pass up that 30 to 40 foot. I'll say it time and time again. I just had a buddy in 35 foot of water out of Port Sanilac just the other day. Have a 9-fish box in 2.5 hours. Great box. He had a mixed bag. He had a couple walleye. He had some steelhead. He had an Atlantic in there. A big lake, a huge lake trout and shallow like that. And a brown trout. So he had some nice fish. And then up in Harbor Beach, the same thing. 45 foot of water. There was a huge box of silverfish, cohos, Atlantic, steelhead, and it depends on where the bait fish are. It depends on where that temperature break is in the water, okay? Not saying 100 to 130 foot of water ain't good, because it is. But don't pass up 30 and 40. If it was me, I'm going to start off in 30 and 40, then I'm going to hit 50 and 60, and I'm going to work my way out. I'm going to let the fish tell me where they're going to bite, right? So, small spoons, small spoons are working great. Small body baits like an F9 Latham Custom. A jointed 9. That's a great lure to use on a 3-color lead core. Fish that top 25 foot of water. That's what I've heard. That's what I always do anyway. And if you want lake trout, run your stuff down deep. Now, if I'm out in 100 foot of water, I might fish everything 50 foot, the top 50 foot, and keep the downriggers down towards the bottom for a lake trout just to do so. But I'm going to target the silverfish, and I'm going to fish up high. The bait fish are up high. You'll see them on your graph. Put your lures where the bait fish are. So that's about all I have for you guys on trolling. 2.4 to 2.5 seems to be the perfect speed all year long. So that's the speed I troll. If you're going to go for Lakers strictly, you're going to want to tone that down a little bit. 2.0, 2.1, even 1.8 sometimes. I just don't feel at 1.8 you're getting a lot of action out of your lures at all, like even dragging them. So, you know, 2.1, 2.2 is still okay. 2.4, 2.5 still okay, you know, for lake trout. I don't seem to have a problem catching them. Let's head inland into the harbors, okay? The harbors, they've got bluegills, they've got catfish, they've got pike, they've got bass. Take the kids up to the harbors. Lexington Harbor is doing great right now for multi-species of fish, just having fun. There's a lot of pike going on in there right now. Same thing with Port Sanilac, some pike, some cohos, a few lakers. There's all kinds of stuff in all these harbors all year long, so get up there and fish for them, you know, and have a great time. Let's come back down here to Port Huron. Black River's full of bass. It's a little muddy right now, but it is full of bass. It's full of panfish, so take the kids along the shorelines of Black River and just have a good time catching catfish, catching bowfin, catching carp, catching suckers, catching pike. You never know what you're going to catch. Catch a walleye. Black River is filled with fish, same with Pine River. So that's about all I have for you guys for the fishing report for the week. You guys be sure to stay tuned. Lots of good videos coming up. I have if you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Every Thursday I do giveaways. Every Tuesday is In the Kitchen with Holly. That's with my beautiful wife. We're always cooking something awesome. This next Tuesday coming up here, we're going to be at Goodfellas Catering and Barbecue, and we're going to be doing something special for you guys. But anyways, be sure to hit that subscribe. You got to be subscribed to win my giveaways and even enter my giveaways. So I do them weekly, and they're not shabby giveaways. They're great giveaways. So thanks for all the support. Make sure you share. Make sure you get family to like and subscribe, and just keep this channel growing, guys. That's all because of you. I'm able to do the things that I can do for this channel and for you guys. You guys mean the world to me. So thanks so much, everybody, again for watching Spars Outdoors. I'll see you guys right here next week for another fishing report.